She walked into my salon wearing a wedding dress worth more than my car. Hair perfectly styled, makeup flawless, a vision in white. But her first words? Take it all down. Every pin, every curl. I need to disappear. Then she placed a pregnancy test on my counter. 2 pink lines staring up at me. His name is Daniel, she said, and he's not the groom. I'm not proud of what I thought in that moment. Another cheater, another woman who couldn't keep her legs closed. 20 years cutting hair, you'd think you've seen everything. But a pregnant bride asking to undo her wedding hair because she slept with someone else? That was new even for me. I tried to keep my voice neutral. The wedding is in 2 hours. I know. Isabella, I'd been doing her hair for 3 years, sat down like the dress weighed 1,000 pounds. His name is Daniel, she repeated, then dropped the bomb. He's Marcus's brother. I dropped my comb. The groom's brother? Isabella, I said, trying to process. What did you do? She looked at me in the mirror. No tears, no shame, just empty. I slept with the only man who ever really saw me. Unfortunately, I'm marrying his brother in, she checked her phone, 1 hour and 47 minutes. My hands hesitated on the first pin. Part of me wanted to shake her. How could she do this to Marcus on her wedding day? But I kept pulling pins because that's what she asked for, and because something in her voice didn't match the story. The pins kept coming out, one by one, each releasing a curl that had taken an hour to perfect. Why? I finally asked. She laughed, low, bitter. Asked if I meant why she slept with Daniel or why she was telling me. Both, I said. Her phone buzzed, Marcus's face on the screen. She declined the call. When's the last time you were invisible in your own life, Angel? That question hit different. I kept working while she talked. She told me about meeting Marcus at Daniel's birthday party 4 years ago. She wasn't even supposed to be there, just dropping off Daniel's present because they'd had a fight. About him leaving for London, about her waiting, about them being just friends when they both knew they weren't. Marcus found her crying in the garden. Handsome, charming Marcus, the successful brother, the one who stayed, the one who had his life together. And Daniel, I asked. Daniel was brilliant but broken. His father had just died. His mother was sick. He was drowning in medical bills and family obligations. Marcus offered to help, paid for their mother's treatment, became the hero. I noticed how Isabella's hands twisted her engagement ring as she talked. Marcus asked me out that night, in front of Daniel. What did Daniel do? He said I should go, said I deserved someone who could give me a real future. The last decorative pin came free. So I went, Isabella continued. 1 date became 2, 2 became a year, and somewhere along the way, you fell in love? That bitter laugh again. I fell into a life. There's a difference. I started working on the intricate braids, unwinding them slowly. Isabella watched me in the mirror. You think I'm horrible, she said. I think you're hurt. Same thing, isn't it? Hurt people hurt people. Is that what you're doing? Hurting Marcus? That's when everything changed. Isabella grabbed her phone, scrolling furiously. You want to know about Marcus, the man everyone thinks is perfect? She showed me the screen. Text messages that made my stomach drop. Marcus, to someone named Vera. She's at the salon. Yeah, the wedding is today. No, she doesn't know about us. Vera, I still can't believe you're going through with it. Marcus, I told you, Isabella is wife material. You're different. We'll be careful. There was more. Marcus to his best man about keeping his downtown apartment that Isabella didn't know about how things would go back to normal after the honeymoon. Then, the worst part, the best man asking if Isabella knew Marcus couldn't have kids. Marcus's response, why would I tell her that? She'll find out eventually. By then, it'll be too late to leave. I set down my comb, my whole perspective shifting. How long have you known? I asked. 6 months. 6 months, and she still planned the wedding, still sent invitations, still pretended everything was perfect. Why? I had to know. Isabella looked down at her dress, told me about her mother selling her retirement fund for the wedding, her father taking her out alone. 200 people sitting in that church right now. Do you know what it's like to be the girl who destroyed her families for nothing? I started working on the intricate braids, unwinding them slowly. Isabella watched me in the mirror. You think I'm horrible, she said. I think you're hurt. Same thing, isn't it? Hurt people. Is that what you're doing? Hurting Marcus? That's when everything changed. Isabella grabbed her phone, scrolling furiously. You want to know about Marcus? The man everyone thinks is perfect? Isabella's plan had been to disappear. After the ceremony, after the photos, after everyone got their perfect wedding. She had a bag packed, ticket bought. She was going to vanish during the reception and never come back. What changed? I asked. She touched her stomach. This changed everything. I kept unwinding those perfect braids. Tell me about Daniel. Her whole demeanor changed, softened, like clouds parting after a storm. Daniel taught me to paint. Did you know that? I was 8, he was 9. Every summer in his grandmother's garden, he'd steal her good brushes and we'd paint the sunrise. They were next-door neighbors, best friends. First kiss at 15 under the maple tree, first heartbreak at 18 when he chose MIT over staying with her. But he came back, every summer, every Christmas, and each time they'd pretend they were just friends, even when he'd hold her hand too long, even when she'd catch him staring. We were always complicated, she said. Then his father died. Everything fell apart. His mother's dementia accelerated, medical bills piled up. Daniel dropped out of his PhD program to come home. And Marcus saved the day, with conditions, always conditions. He'd help with the bills if Daniel took the job in London. He'd pay for their mother's care if Daniel stopped confusing Isabella. He separated you, I said, seeing it clearly now. He played us perfectly. I was down to the last section of styled hair, Isabella's reflection changing with each passing minute. 3 weeks ago, she said, the night Daniel came to say goodbye. It was raining. Marcus had his bachelor party, came home drunk at 3 a.m., stinking of perfume and scotch, called her Vera when he kissed her goodnight. That must have hurt, I said. It freed me. She couldn't sleep, went to their old garden. The maple tree was still there, and sitting under it, soaked through, Daniel. He'd been at his mother's facility. She didn't recognize him again. They didn't speak at first, just sat there in the rain. Then Daniel said he was leaving tomorrow, for good this time. Isabella told him she was getting married tomorrow. We both laughed. How absurd it was. Him leaving, me marrying his brother, both of us pretending this was what we wanted. Then Daniel asked her one question, just one. Are you happy, Bella? No one had called her Bella in years. Marcus hated nicknames. I couldn't answer, Isabella said, because happy people don't sit in the rain at 3 a.m. crying under a tree. That's when it happened. A kiss, or maybe she kissed him. 20 years of almosts and maybes and wrong timing just disappeared. And for a few hours, I remembered who I was before I became Marcus's fiancé, before I became the perfect bride, before I became invisible. I was brushing out her hair now, long, flowing, free from all constraints. There's something else, Isabella said, something I haven't told anyone. I waited. She'd gone to Marcus's apartment last week to confront him about Vera, to end things properly. But when she got there, he was on the phone with his lawyer, talking about the prenup she'd signed, about how if she left within 5 years, she got nothing. But if he left, he gets half of everything you inherit, I finished. My grandmother left me her estate, worth $2 million. Marcus knew. He always knew. Every step had been planned. Choose the broken brother's girl, isolate her, marry her, take her money, keep his mistress. He'd even laughed on the phone, said Isabella was so grateful someone like him chose her, she'd never leave. That's why you couldn't leave, the prenup. If I run, I lose everything. If I stay, I lose myself. But this, she touched her stomach, this changes the game. The prenup had a clause, infidelity voids it, but it had to be proven. And a baby that couldn't possibly be his because he's sterile, that's proof. You're keeping the baby to break the prenup? I asked. I'm keeping the baby because it's Daniel's, because it's mine, because for the first time in 3 years, something in my life is real. The prenup? That's just justice. I picked up my scissors. What are we doing, Isabella? Cut it all off. All of it? Every inch that Marcus touched, every length he said was feminine, every style he approved, I want it gone. I sectioned her hair, asked if she was sure. She told me about Marcus's texts, 40 of them. The latest one threatening to destroy her if she embarrassed him, calling her the town whore. The first section fell. Her mother had texted too, said Isabella was ruining her life, that she was selfish, that Marcus was the best thing that ever happened to her. Even the wedding planner, asking if she should stall, if Isabella had cold feet, if she needed champagne to calm her nerves. With each cut, Isabella sat straighter, breathed deeper. You know what's funny, she said. Everyone's worried about the wedding. No one's asked if I'm okay. Are you okay? I asked. I'm pregnant with the love of my life's baby while wearing a dress bought to marry his brother who's been cheating on me since day one. I'm about to destroy my family's expectations and become the town scandal. I'm definitely getting sued by a vengeful narcissist with good lawyers. But for the first time in 3 years, I'm free. The transformation was stunning. The long, perfect bride hair was gone. In its place, a short, chic pixie cut that made her eyes look enormous, her cheekbones sharp, her whole face alive. Oh my God, she breathed. You look like yourself again. I look like Bella, Daniel's Bella. Isabella stood up, the wedding dress looking almost comical with her edgy new hair. She pulled out her phone, started typing. First, I'm sending Daniel a message, just one line. I choose us. And Marcus? I asked. I'm sending him a photo. of the pregnancy test with a note, "Your brother sends his regards." I tried to talk her out of what came next, but Isabella was done being silent. I'm walking into that church in this dress with this hair, and I'm gonna tell 200 people that the wedding is off because their perfect groom is a cheatin', manipulative bastard who's been fucking his secretary while planning to steal my inheritance. You don't have to. Yes, I do, because somewhere in that church is another girl, another Isabella, sitting next to her boyfriend who doesn't quite treat her right, but everyone says she's lucky to have him. And maybe, just maybe, if she sees me choose myself, she'll remember she has choices too. She left my salon different than she came. Same dress, different woman. The wedding, I heard, was unforgettable. She walked down that aisle, past all those gasping faces, straight to the altar where Marcus waited. And in front of God and everyone, she said, "I'm pregnant. It's Daniel's. You're sterile and a cheater. The wedding's off. My lawyer will be in touch." Then she walked back up that aisle, head high, pixie cut, catching the light from the stained glass windows. Marcus tried to follow, called her a whore, a liar, said Daniel would never want her. That's when a voice came from the back of the church. Yes, I would. Daniel, fresh off a red-eye from London, standing in a wrinkled suit, holding his phone with her message, "I choose us." They say the church erupted. Marcus threw a punch. Daniel dodged. Isabella laughed, actually laughed, as security escorted Marcus out of his own wedding. But the best part? Isabella came back. Belly round, ring on her finger, a simple band, nothing like the rock Marcus gave her. Daniel by her side. "We need haircuts," she said. "We're getting married tomorrow. Small ceremony, just family who actually loves us." I smiled. "The usual?" She touched her pixie cut, now growing out beautifully. "No more usual, Angel. From now on, we try new things." As I caped them both, Daniel whispered, "Thank you." For what? For helping her remember who she is. Bella told me about that day, about the chair, about choosing herself first. I looked at Isabella, Bella, glowing and free. "The chair doesn't judge," I said. "It just helps people see what's already there." She smiled. Sometimes that's all we need. Someone to hand us the mirror and say, "Look, really look." And as I started cutting, I thought about all the women who'd sat in this chair, all the secrets, all the transformations. But Isabella's story, that one I'd remember forever. Because sometimes the biggest betrayal isn't cheating on someone else, it's cheating on yourself. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is choose the mess that leads to happiness over the perfection that leads to death. So next time you're sitting in a chair looking at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, are you living your truth or someone else's lie? Because in my experience, the truth always wins, even if it takes a pair of scissors to set it free.